Hi, friend. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 1, I guess, of this project, this journey. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but basically, life is hard right now. Everything is so expensive. We're raising children in an era where the village is just non existent, and we're constantly plugged in with immediate access to compare ourselves to everyone and anyone. I've had conversations with so many friends lately with the same general consensus, and it's that we're all just having a tough time. We know there's so much good in our day to day, but we're also so stuck in a state of survival that we aren't able to pay much attention to any of that good. It's discouraging and it's exhausting. So that's where I got the idea for this project. I'm personally on a journey to start experiencing more joy in my day-to-day, and I thought maybe some of you might want to join me on that journey. I got to really thinking about it, trying to analyze it and figure out why we're all feeling this way and where it's rooted so that I could start at the very beginning. I didn't want this to just be a series documenting my journey, but something that people could really follow themselves if they wanted to. Because if I can do anything in this life, I want to help people experience more joy, whatever that looks like for them. So when I thought about that, I realized that it all roots down to purpose and intention. Something happens and we enter a warp speed season of life and our autopilot switch gets flipped, or we enter a particularly tough era and we start with the numbing agents and we enter survival mode. And sometimes, unfortunately, we find ourselves in both of those scenarios at the same time. Whenever I think about this, how sometimes we're just eager to fast forward through especially tough or busy times in our lives, I can't help but think about that movie Click with Adam Sandler. If you haven't seen it, basically he's got this like magic remote control that gives him the power to fast forward through anything, things that he doesn't want to experience for any particular reason. But the trick is, once he fast forwards through it once, it will always fast forward. And the next thing he knows, his whole entire life passes him by, one fast forwarded moment after another, and he misses out on everything. And I mean, I don't know if we need any bit more of a clear analogy here, but I know life is really hard right now. I know it is. I'm struggling. I cry more these days than I ever have before, and I honestly feel more lost, more clueless, and more lonely than I ever did in my 20s. But it's also not lost on me that I am literally smack dab in the middle of something I prayed for. I've told the story before of what 2019 and 2020 looked like for us. I've told the story about how I didn't think that we would ever get to buy a house or have a kid, and here I am sitting in this exact home that I prayed for, sneaking in this voiceover when my kid is sleeping. It can be everything you've ever wanted, and it can still be hard. So that's where intention comes into play. You might be in like a particularly repetitive time in your life. Maybe you're a student or you're a mom or you're planted firmly in that like 9 to 5 season. And if we're not careful, we can find ourselves pretty much living like the same day over and over again. I love structure and routine. In fact, my anxiety needs that structure and routine. Without it, there's very little chance I'll enjoy anything because I'll be internally panicking about what comes next pretty much every second of the day. But you can still purposefully enjoy particular moments in a routine and structured existence. The point, though, is that you have to be intentional about it. I'm so guilty of just like doing one thing after another, checking things off of a never-ending to-do list. And I'm generally just like hustling to make it through the day. Things that I enjoy get put onto that to-do list or like this goal chart, and it's like I forget to let myself truly experience them when I'm doing them. I love doing my nails, but since becoming a mom, it's something I make myself rush through if I even make the time for it at all. I enjoy cleaning, and keeping a tidy space, but that is literally the first thing that goes out the window when life gets a little bit busy, which only triggers my anxiety even more. And I like reading. It's literally one of my only true escapes, but I don't ever make the time for that anymore either. And if I do, it's because I'm cramming for a book that needs to get finished really quickly before I attend a book club meeting. It's like I'm using that magic remote, fast forwarding through even like the most enjoyable things just to get them over with, to survive the day, to cross another thing off of my to-do list. So that's our first assignment on this journey. We have to find the tiny moments of joy in this hard season, and we need to intentionally enjoy them. Slow down, savor it, take notice of it. Oftentimes, we can't just click our heels and transport out of the hard stuff. I wish we could, but we can start allowing the good to at least weigh as much as the hard. We just have to allow those things the chance to take up actual space in our lives. I know things are hard, but I bet if you look hard enough, you could probably identify at least a handful of things that you do already or you could do every day that you would actually enjoy. Be intentional with your choices. Maybe you have a few seconds of downtime and you like reading. Pull up the Kindle app on your phone instead of just mindlessly scrolling TikTok for the 1,000th time that day. Maybe you like cooking, but in this season when you're a mom and you're trying to get everything done all at once and the kids crying in the background, maybe instead of just trying to get it done, pick a day that you can actually enjoy the act of cooking. Maybe it's a day that your husband's home on time, or you can invite a friend over to help play with the kids while you're getting cooking done. And that way you could actually just enjoy the act of cooking the meal. These don't have to be like big and monumental things, friend. In fact, right now, they're probably not going to be big and monumental. These things are going to be small. But that's, I think, why we feel the way that we do, is because we're not really paying attention to the small things that bring us joy. We're just trying to survive and get through the day. So it's up to us to intentionally choose to enjoy our lives. So this is me challenging myself and maybe you to not just endure every season of our life, but to actually live every season of our life. I think that's going to be it for me today, friend. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. This is probably one that you could just throw on while you're doing something and put me in your headphones and hang out with me while we're working through this journey together. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what's one small moment you intend to purposefully enjoy this week. I'm excited to go on this journey with you. I'm excited to see where it takes us. I'm so grateful that you're here and that we get to do this together. And I will see you guys all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.